We ordinary people, our perspective is so limited. We rack our brains. This kind of kindness is truly unparalleled, whether it's in principle, upholding the highest standards of virtue and integrity, in method, demonstrating thoughtful care and practical wisdom in every action, or in state of mind, reflecting a heart that is open, generous, and filled with genuine compassion. It's all extremely skillful and convenient, making a profound and lasting impression. When we open the Sutra and read these passages, we need to be able to truly appreciate this fully. In this sutra, it reveals the appearance in the world of Kittagarbha Bodhisattva. As well as Manjushri, Samantabhadra, and Avalokiteshvara. All of them are truly good and wise teachers. Especially in this assembly, at this very moment, they are compassionately teaching all sentient beings. They're telling us about the most painful and extremely difficult matters, and the circumstances of karmic retribution. The purpose is, essentially, to get us to believe in cause and effect. To believe that good causes bring good results, and bad causes will definitely bring bad consequences. After we receive this important reminder, then we should take a brief moment to carefully observe and reflect on our current society as it exists today. You'll be able to see that karmic retribution is actually right in front of us. Just have a look at your own relatives and friends, those familiar faces you see every day, the people you know well. It's just so obvious, it's so clearly apparent, and it happens really, really, really quickly. Every year there are changes, things are always shifting. If you observe these changes closely, you'll realize it's all just cause and effect. Those who plant good causes, who are kind in heart and action, they do well year after year. Their living environment keeps getting better and better. But if someone's heart and actions are bad, if you look closely, each year is worse than the last. Looking at it now, compared to before, things change much faster. Karmic retribution wasn't this fast. Now, every year is different from the last. If you've got the ability and wisdom to observe, you'll see even every month is different. Karmic retribution comes way too fast now. Only by truly understanding the fundamental principle and the actual reality of cause and effect can you genuinely enter into Buddhism. Only then will you believe what the Buddha taught, be able to accept it, and actually follow the teachings. And ultimately, the goal here is to help all sentient beings break through confusion and gain enlightenment, to leave suffering behind and find happiness. Buddhas and Bodhisattvas don't accept any kind of reward. There's absolutely no seeking of fame, reputation, or material gain. When we show them respect, it's just our own way of expressing a bit of gratitude. Buddhas and Bodhisattvas don't expect us to be respectful towards them. They don't even have that thought. See the news segment below. Kitigaba Bodhisattva is like a ninja. Why have I become a Buddha today? With the help of the Great Master, I'll briefly talk about the names of the hells and the lightest of the evil retributions. This is something we absolutely must learn. These days, most people are arrogant and full of themselves. They learn from others, but refuse to admit it, and even go so far as to criticize others. This is mine, not his. That's a wrongdoing. Look at Kitigaba Bodhisattva. How kind he is. Let's take a look at this Dharma assembly. At the front of the assembly, you can see Buddhas from all directions coming to take part. Who are these Buddhas? In their past lives, they were all students of Kitigaba Bodhisattva. Every one of his students has become a Buddha, yet the old master is still a Bodhisattva. That's truly remarkable. Alas, he is unwilling to become a Buddha. Becoming a Buddha is too easy. He should have become a Buddha long ago. He's kept to his vow. I won't become a Buddha until the hells are empty. Can Kitigaba Bodhisattva become a Buddha? No. As long as beings are in hell, he won't. He'll stay a Bodhisattva to help them. Just look at what kind of person this is. See how humble he is when he speaks, and yet how admirable. Ninja. Ninja is sincere to Bodhisattva. It's the compassion of true kindness. He doesn't say it, but he himself has the power. Why have I become a Buddha today? It's thanks to the blessings of the Buddha, not just the Buddha's blessings, but also yours, and the help of Samantabhadra Bodhisattva. Here, the Great Master refers to Samantabhadra Bodhisattva. Samantabhadra's wisdom and power are unimaginable. With the blessings of the Buddha and Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, he briefly mentions the names of the hells. Let me report this matter to everyone again. We really need to be humble. But what about people these days? They are always aiming too high, always talking about creating and innovating. Stacking bamboo to live in, none of the sages in the world talked about creativity or innovation. Confucius himself said that throughout his life, he only passed on what had already been taught, never feeling it was enough. He didn't create anything himself, so what did he talk about? It was all the words and teachings of the ancient sages and wise ones. He didn't innovate himself. Shakyamuni Buddha also told us that everything he taught over his 49 years of teaching and sharing the Dharma wasn't his own original creation, but rather a continuation and faithful transmission of what the ancient Buddhas had taught before him. So he said that he hadn't actually said a single word of his own. It was all the words of the ancient Buddhas. Not a single sentence was his own idea. Confucius only passed on what came before, and Shakyamuni Buddha did the same. But we later think we are unique and like to create things. No wonder Shakyamuni Buddha's foundational teachings don't have any copyright. If they belong to others and not to himself, how could he possibly claim copyright? People these days are something else, insisting on copyright for their own creations. Yeah. I really should learn from that. Truly, the attitude of the world honored one and Confucius towards learning was spot on, as both of these esteemed figures demonstrated a genuine respect for the value of education and the ongoing pursuit of knowledge. This is in harmony with one's true nature and aligns with innate virtue. So, that's why they are always so humble in the way they deal with people and handle things. Confucius, in particular, showed humility and respected others. From what we read in the books, Confucius was always very respectful even towards those who were poor or of low status, never daring to act arrogantly, absolutely. How could there be any sense of thinking oneself superior and looking down on others? We never saw anything like that in Confucius' entire life, and as for the Buddha, that goes without saying. Arrogance and pride are major sources of trouble. As long as you have even a trace of these thoughts, not a single bit of the Buddha's teachings can get through. You're only creating obstacles for yourself, aren't you? Greed, anger, ignorance, arrogance, and doubt. After that comes wrong views, and wrong views are exactly this. Belief in self, extreme views, clinging to precepts, and wrong views. Later on, these are called the 5 impurities. These 6 fundamental afflictions are the main obstacles. Why can't we truly connect with Buddhism when we study it? Why can't we become enlightened when we read the scriptures? It's because we don't realize we have these 6 obstacles. Just don't know. If you have even one of these 6 obstacles, you won't be able to see the path. Let alone attaining the path, you can't even see it. Removing these 6 obstacles lets you see the path. So if we want to truly understand the real meaning of the Buddha's teachings, how can it work if you don't get rid of these 6 obstacles? It's really broken. In the Buddha recitation hall, the Hall Master often reminds everyone to let go of body, mind, and the world. Well, these 6 types will be removed. These 6 things are just the body, mind, and the world. If you don't let go, it won't work. You absolutely have to let go. Now let's look at the next part of the Sutra, primordial beginning. In Jambudva, to the east there is goodness, the bright moon, the iron encircling mountains, 7 mountains, and black waters, and the light of 5 suns and moons. The things described in the Emperor's Treasury Sutra can't be examined using modern scientific perspectives. And why is that? To be honest, I have to admit, our science today is still, in many ways, quite immature. Who really knows the true nature of the universe before our eyes? Don't think that what I saw with my own eyes is true. It's unreliable. So, what about what you've seen with your own eyes? Just how much can you really trust your own sight? You don't know, do you? I've seen it myself with 20 plus here at this forum, all seeing it. Here, bodhisattvas, sravakas, pratyekabuddhas, heavenly beings, dragons, ghosts, and spirits, have you seen them? You haven't seen them, have you? So how can you say you've seen it with your own eyes? How can you be so sure? And why can't you see them? Because our eyesight is just too limited. We know that our eyes rely on light. When it's dark, you can't see anything at all. It's only with the help of light that you can see, and the wavelengths of light are all different. The range of light waves we can actually see is really narrow. Our eyes are only tuned to this specific band. We can see this part clearly, but anything with a longer wavelength we can't see, and anything shorter we can't see either. There are many wavelengths longer than this and as many shorter. We don't know them. If one day your eyes no longer have any functional limitations, and you can see all wavelengths of light without any barriers, the world you see would instantly change. It would be completely different. So how can you believe that what you see with your own eyes is the absolute truth? What you see with your eyes and what you hear with your ears are all in the same boat. This is the real truth I'm telling you. These days, it's easier for you to understand this because with scientific instruments, we can detect light waves that our naked eyes can't see. This is something everyone's familiar with. Ultraviolet light, we can't see it, and X-rays, we can't see those either. But with instruments, we know they exist. Scientists know there are all sorts of different light waves that our naked eyes just can't see. So all these light waves exist at the same time. If you could see all of them, well, this place would look completely different. How big is this place? How big is this room of ours? It fills space everywhere. That's just incredible. So, why does it extend throughout all of space? If your vision were opened up, then there'd be no obstacles at all. You'd see every single light wave, and these light waves would unfold the entire universe. These pillars and walls would be transparent. There'd be no barriers at all. Sitting here, if you look up, you'll see the boundless universe above. Look down, look left and right. These worlds in all directions are limitless and endless. It's all right before your eyes. So, you won't be confined to this tiny space anymore. I'm telling you the honest truth here. If you try to verify this using today's scientific methods, you won't be able to prove it or find any evidence. That's because technology just hasn't developed to this level yet. To be honest, when you compare science and technology to the Buddha's teachings, it's actually quite immature. Some of what the Buddha said has already actually been proven. Proof is only a very small part. You see, most of this area is still beyond what technology can achieve. So we have to trust what the Buddha said, like in Bodhisattva. There are mountains to the east. There are mountains beyond the heavens, but with our naked eyes we can't see them, and even scientific instruments can't detect them. So, for example, when I was in Taiwan, someone came and asked me, now that nuclear submarines have already reached the ocean floor and haven't found the Dragon Palace, does the Dragon Palace really exist or not? So, the Dragon Palace is under the sea, but when submarines go down, they don't see it. And it's said that inside the moon there's the Moonlight Bodhisattva, but when astronauts landed on the moon, they didn't see anything like that either. Things exist. They exist. People can't see them. Land of ordinary and enlightened beings coexist. Anyone with even a basic understanding of Buddhism should know about these things. During the Tang dynasty, Master Fa Zhao climbed Mount Wutai and saw the great sage Jurong Temple. This was his personal experience, and we trust that he wasn't making it up. He saw Manjushri and Samantabhadra giving teachings, with an audience of over 10,000 people. He listened to a session and even asked Manjushri Bodhisattva, in the age of Dharma decline, when sentient beings have weaker capacities, which Dharma practice should they follow? Manjushri told him to recite Buddha's name. He explained and taught him the infinite Buddha recitation method, which Manjushri Bodhisattva passed to Fa Zhao. After Fa Zhao left Mount Wutai, he made marks along the way so it would be easier to find his way next time. I made a few marks, and when I looked back, they were gone, just a barren mountain. Use science to detect this. Manjushri practiced magnificent. He has the eyes to see it and saw it. You can read the Samadhi repentance. Realizing his mistakes, he saw the holy site of Venerable Kanaka in Sichuan, also in the middle of a barren mountain. How could scientific instruments possibly detect that? When he went there, his illness was truly cured. So you can't just trust yourself. Even what you see with your own eyes or hear with your own ears can't be relied on. The environment is so complex. How much can you really perceive? That's why we don't know the true nature of the universe and life. If you think you see things clearly and hear things accurately, and you trust your own direct experience, then you should know that's a mistake. So the Buddha clearly tells us in the sutras, before you attain the fruit of an arhat, don't trust your own opinions. That makes sense. What about arhats? Once someone becomes an arhat, these obstacles are gone. An arhat attains the knowledge of the exhaustion of all defilements. When their 6 senses meet the 6 external realms, 6 kinds of environments are different than ours. They've broken through all the boundaries of light waves, sound waves, and magnetic waves. So what they see is the truth, while what we see is just illusion. Why do arhats have this ability? It's very simple. They've completely let go of all afflictions. The 6 obstacles are gone. For arhats, they are greed, anger, ignorance, arrogance, and doubt thoroughly understood and eliminated. Once they've fully realized this, there's no more fear of death. This is what we often refer to as the complete eradication of the afflictions tied to death. Once things are cut off. Therefore, when there are no obstacles, we can see the truth of the universe and life. These things need to be explained first, otherwise the content in the Kitagava Sutra will be hard to understand. Do you see it? Just superstition. You say it doesn't fit science. If that's the case, you won't get even the slightest benefit from this sutra. Not only that, you'll also be committing the offense of slandering the Dharma. So not only do you miss out on the benefits, but you also bring trouble upon yourself. But that's not what the Buddha intended. That's why, when we talk about these kinds of sutras and commentaries, we must make these principles clear and easy to understand. Earlier this month, right at the very beginning of the month, I was actually in Hong Kong, in fact, where I gave 6 lectures to celebrate the anniversary of Hong Kong's return. We held a Q&A session on the Infinite Life Sutra. Among the audience was a fellow practitioner, someone who also used to work in the film and theatre industry, and he generously shared a few fascinating stories with me. Real stories, genuine, heartfelt accounts about real people. Because during the process of making movies, there are certain scenes that require filming outside, and these particular scenes are often. So, honestly, there really are ghosts, especially out in those graveyards in the wild. One of his colleagues was filming an outdoor night scene, and by that time, it was already very, very late at night. He was a bit dazed and quite confused, and as he was driving off, he eventually ended up in a bustling area, really lively. He thought to himself, I've never actually been down this street before, so how could there possibly be such a busy, bustling marketplace here, of all places? Since it looked so lively and there were so many people, he got out of the car to have a look around for a moment and join in the fun. He saw some food stalls, and since it was 2 in the morning and he was hungry, it was just right. I went to a snack bar to eat noodles. But after eating, he felt really sleepy. So he drove back home. After he got back, he felt really unwell all over. Thinking of it, the stranger it felt. The next morning, when he drove along the same road, he saw a cemetery. What did you just know? He'd run into a ghost. That ghostly street, all the food he'd eaten, when he threw it up, it was all worms, mud, and grass. He got seriously and unexpectedly ill, nearly died, and after that, his mind wasn't right. He couldn't work for 2 or 3 years.